Welcome to Tzu Chi This week. I'm Maggie, Tsai. Thank you for joining us. Volunteers and eye doctors pay home visit and provide medical assistance to a senior in Lushan Island. Home volunteers provided needed care for an HIV patient and helped him move into an AIDS care center. Doctors suggest methods to prevent dental gingivitis transform into chronical periodontal disease. On November 17th, the Food and Hospital collaborated with Tzu Chi and held a free clinic in Lushan Island. Some of the seniors have to seek help from eye doctors. Therefore, Tzu Chi volunteers invited the doctors to pay a home visit to help the seniors. Among the patients, Wei Weixing is a veteran and lives alone. He suffered from eye disease and Horner syndrome and needed surgery.
Due to eye disease and Horner syndrome, the senior had difficulties leaving his home. Therefore, the doctor went directly to his home to visit him.
这边眼睛啊，如果做得成功，他自己能吃啊，能拿什么东西啊。
It's never too late to help. Tzu Chi volunteers had arranged a cataract surgery for the senior patient.
He was never married, and his brother had left one of his sons to him. The adoptive son now lives outside the village, working and supporting the family financially. He has a family of his own, so he's not able to stay in the home to physically take care of him.
Tzu Chi volunteers accompany him through the entire process, making sure that he was not alone.
大步拆了就可以了，拆了就可以出院喽。他说没什么问题就可以出院喽。好，祝福祝福。谢谢你们。我明天看一下有没有来得及，就上来看一下。好，谢谢。
When he was discharged, the senior had paid a visit to Jinsi Books and Cafe. His niece also came to help him with the nursing home admission process. With the help from family members and Tzu Chi volunteers, he can finally settle down peacefully.
Xiamen Tzu Chi volunteers began to promote environmental protection in the tourist hotspot of Gulangyu in 2016. They had inspired many local vendors and residents to do recycling on a regular basis. Most of the population on the island are seniors who live alone. Therefore, Tzu Chi volunteers team up with the neighborhood committees in conducting regular home visits. Their commitment has made a huge difference in the lives of the elders and also has inspired many local volunteers to emerge.
Gulangyu is a tourist hotspot in Xiamen. Today, due to the less than ideal weather conditions, there are a lot fewer tourists around. However, one could see a group of volunteers in blue and white marching by. 94-year-old Grandma Guo was diagnosed with colorectal cancer 6 years ago. She has poor eyesight and is hard of hearing as well. It's not convenient for her to go out. Then suddenly a group of volunteers came to chat with her. Once she started to open up, there was no stopping her.
你创啊水当当啦，就谢恁大家哟，我感谢你，谢个来做啦。
我从内心的是真的是很感谢，帮我一个大忙。
At the moment, long-term residents living in Gulangyu, other than B&B owners, the majority is made up of the elderly population. Therefore, Tzu Chi volunteers have teamed up with the local neighborhood committees to conduct regular home visits.
牙剪头发就像以前跟我妈妈剪头发感觉一样。
哇，真的。
Grandma Zhen, who is blind in both eyes, really likes to help others. However, she always feels like she's a burden on the volunteers.
Although you can't see with your eyes, you can still attend church. You still want to help other people, showing your compassion. You must think of your own advantages. You must stay positive and happy. Tzu Chi didn't reject me due to my age. They're always willing to let me tag along on home visits. I'm very happy. After all, many people think with old age we're weak. So I seize every chance to do good deeds while I still can.
73-year-old Huang Bihua is the main team leader of this home visit. She treats every senior resident like it's an old friend.
It's not always necessary material aids that we are helping them with. A lot of times, it's giving them care through physical interactions or providing things that they're in dire need of. I think this type of care and aid is really great.
The elderly aren't asking for much. The volunteers have opened their hearts through their regular companionships. They have brought the type of warmth that the seniors have been longing for.
In Guangzhou, China, there is a family of 3 who are mentally challenged. Since their apartment is filled with miscellaneous items they scavenge over the years, there is a foul smell and the sanitation is extremely poor. After learning of their situation, Tzu Chi volunteers have conducted 3 cleanup efforts for this family. Here's more.
Located in the alley is a house known as House from Hell in the eyes of community residents. The 10 rooms on 3 floors are filled with items Yang Haihong and his family have scavenged over the years. There's also food for stray dogs and cats on the floor.
There are lots of mosquito, rats, and flies. I started to throw up before I reached the stairs. I ran out as it is very stinky inside. I've not been living here for a year. I do not dare to live here, as it is stinky with lots of flies.
The neighbors shun this family and do not even want to talk about them.
I rented my house to people who work nearby. They wanted to move away after staying for just 8 to 10 days. It's because the air and sanitation is too poor.
This is unprecedented in our years of charity work. Therefore, the volunteers' heart really goes out to them. The family is very special. The family of 3 are mentally challenged and they cannot live like normal people.
During the cleanup process, screams are heard every now and then.
Look, we've overcome the difficulties to get rid of the rats and piles of garbage. The foul smell was hard to take, and it makes me want to puke. However, I thought that we'd come to help them. They need our help because his living environment is so messy.
The house gets a brand new look after the cleanup efforts. The volunteers have given this family the most solid support.
I am deeply touched. You are strangers to them, but you've cared for our villagers. Our village will guide them and provide them with work, asking them to pay attention to sanitation.
It is beginning to look like an environment suitable for living. I hope they can live like normal people do. This is our wish.
I want to do my best so they do not have to live like before. I will come back to visit them often.
The family who have been living in poor conditions now have the opportunity to lead a decent life.
In Penang, Malaysia, a solitary middle-aged man suffered from diabetes and HIV. Since he recently broke his leg, he was unable to take care of himself. He called Tzu Chi volunteers for help. Upon learning for his situation, volunteers visited him, bathed him, and cleaned up his environment. In addition, they recently helped him move into a care center for AIDS patients so he can receive a better care.
Mr. Go, who lives alone, suffers from a leg fracture and is unable to care for himself. He hasn't been eating for 4 days. He called to the volunteers for help, and upon seeing the volunteers, he vents his frustrations. 57-year-old Mr. Go suffers from diabetes and HIV. The volunteers are worried as there's no one to care for him.
I did not go to the red light district. I do not smoke or drink heavily. I think my tattooing is the reason why I contracted HIV.
His family cannot care for him. Therefore, I hope to find a suitable care center for him to stay at. This way, he won't face discrimination.
With the efforts and help of the volunteers, Mr. Go has moved into the community aid service Penang.
Coming here, you will live comfortably because many kind-hearted people will accompany you. Is that right? Staying here, you must put your mind at ease and not think too much. I believe that during your stay here, your younger sister will come visit you from time to time.
Mr. Go and his younger sister did not get along well. However, since we interfered, his younger sister's attitude toward him has improved. She's now trying to help him. This is good that they've repaired their relationship.
Thanks to the help of Tzu Chi volunteers, Mr. Go can finally have someone to take care of him and improve his relationship with his siblings.
Each year, Tzu Chi Melbourne Liaison Office would team up with the North Richmond Community Health Center to hold a free dental clinic. The main targeted groups are refugees and low-income families. And let's take a look.
While arranging the site, the volunteers made sure to make the environment homier. Therefore, Tzu Chi Melbourne Liaison Office collaborated with Richmond Community Health Center to jointly hold a free dental clinic.
In the state of Victoria, normal health care does not cover dental services. Therefore, the goal was to provide free dental services to the local impoverished households and those who live in remote areas. This is a very meaningful and joyful event to be a part of.
I'm currently a second-year dentistry student, so I wanted to seize this opportunity to learn how the dentistry patients in the public system. It's the reason why I wanted to come and be a volunteer.
This is the 8th collaboration between Tzu Chi and the Community Health Center. Besides providing dental treatments, there were also TCM acupuncture services and hands-on CPR lessons.
The people here have been really friendly, very helpful, very professional.
I feel good, and you just walk in and you straight away take care of people, and you just basically guide them through each step and through the whole process from beginning to end. So it's great.
At the venue, Tzu Chi volunteers also shared the concept of how small donations have the ability to help many people. A married couple who supported the concept wanted to thank all the doctors and volunteers for their help.
To thank them from the bottom of my heart and to say they've done a wonderful job and hope that they can continue, and would hope that what they do gets some recognition, because I never knew before that this service existed.
The free dental clinic aims to provide services to both refugees and low-income households. For the medical staff, they believe the event was worth coming to during their time off.
According to statistics, between 80 to 90% of the Taiwanese population suffer from chronical periodontal disease. The number is frightening. The self-examine, ask yourself, have you ever felt uncomfortable brushing your teeth, experienced bleeding of the gums, or was actually given a diagnosis of gingivitis at the dentist's office? Be careful, the chance of gingivitis transformation into periodontal disease is actually quite high. Doctors suggest some ways to prevention and methods to reverse the process.
Having a mouthful of good teeth relies on the daily maintenance of the individual.
早晚有刷牙，然后吃东西就是漱漱口这样。大概半年多至1年都会去洗一次牙这样子而已。
让他们做得比较专业，我们是有亲不到的死角啊。
It's crucial to take care of one's oral health. Our teeth will accompany us till old age.
嘛唔知咧，无迄个习惯呐，无人教。
60-year-old Ms. Xie is a special case. She has not seen a dentist for about 30 years already.
When I'm brushing my teeth, there will be pain and bleeding that occurs. The most bothersome is the first rings in the mornings. It shocks my nerves directly. It felt like a giant nerve cramp that happens from my mouth all the way up to the top of my head.
An immense fear of visiting the dentist, plus a lack of proper oral care, Ms. Shin now suffers from periodontal disease. As a result, the foul odor that comes from her mouth is quite embarrassing.
I will have bad breath whenever I'm talking to another person. I will feel very uncomfortable. I will always wear a mask when I go out. Before, I will only brush my teeth in the mornings, never at night. That is the worst.
What exactly is periodontal disease? Doctors stated that the gums would be red and swollen and easily bleeds when brushing your teeth. However, it could just be a simple inflammation of the gums, which would subside quickly.
If you do not clean your teeth properly, you will get gingivitis. Gingivitis is usually acute. If it's chronic, then through good hygiene practices, it can return back to its healthy state again. When it's an acute episode, it usually only lasts about 1 to 3 days. However, if you do nothing, it will become periodontal disease.
Severe periodontal disease will cause the teeth to become loose. One can even have all of their teeth fall out.
You will brush your teeth normally, however there's still some bleeding and your gums are still red and swollen. It's very hard to clean it properly when it's in this state. Then your teeth will start to shake a bit. It's really hard to notice this by yourself.
The methods of prevention are not difficult. Just get your teeth cleaned once every 6 months, brush regularly, use dental floss, and even interdental brushes can be used to assist in thorough cleaning.
In principle, proper cleaning is the most crucial part because periodontal disease is mainly caused by an accumulation of bacteria. Where there's only bacteria present, it doesn't always directly mean periodontal disease. It could be just an accumulation of dental calculus. When the bacteria has reached to a deeper level of the dental cavity, that's when periodontal disease will occur.
Regular teeth cleaning can prevent periodontal disease. As for smokers, it's advised to quit because smoking can lead to a more serious case of periodontal disease, faster bone destruction.
With a company of volunteers and parents, 28 Tzu Chi from Southern California went to Mexico during Thanksgiving. They went to Tijuana Tzu Chi Primary School to show their love for the students, hoping to give them a special holiday.
This year's Thanksgiving was special for the Tzu Chi from Southern California as they spent the holiday in Mexico. Houses in poor conditions and rough neighborhoods could be seen on the way. For these children, it is a shocking sight.
When we came in the past, there was only one house with a roof. Now most of the houses have rooftops.
Their destination is the Tzu Chi School in Tijuana. The best icebreaker was through dancing and singing. The lack of supplies didn't make the children any less joyful.
Compared with American children, they have less toys. However, I've noticed that they're still very content with what they have.
A box of pencils and a box of colored pencils were given to each student. They were also taught to write the Jingsi aphorism on the bookmarks as well.
When the children hugged me, I could feel their love. Although we speak different languages, I've learned that love transcends any language barriers.
Had an abnormal Thanksgiving this year. We usually spend with family, but we decided to go out to Tijuana today to spend time with these kids, and I really learned one valuable lesson in life I had to take away today was that I need to appreciate more what I have in life because these kids.
Cherishing their meetings, the children asked for autographs of the volunteers and Tzu Chi. This is definitely a memorable experience for everyone involved.
At the Humanitarian Ecotech Pavilion in the 2018 World Floral Exposition in Taichung, volunteers set up a large board for visitors to write down their thoughts and aspirations after the tour. The messages they left were diverse and creative, but all of them expressed their love of the Mother Earth. Ms. Lin is exhausted after riding the energy-saving bicycle. After learning how precious energy resources are, she has written on the board that she must practice environmental protection daily.
We must save energy and water, that's basic. I also teach my children the same things.
The Huang family came from Hsinchu. The daughter, who is in 2nd grade, wrote that we must love the earth after she visited the pavilion.
The school has taught them to eat vegetarian meals, do recycling, and save the environment.
At the Humanitarian Ecotech Pavilion, there is a large board for the visitors to put down their thoughts after the tour, as well as their aspirations on how to protect the earth.
Many children are adorable. Some said that it wouldn't need me to protect animals' lives. Others said that they will bring recyclable utensils to decrease the use of plastic. The visit has changed them somehow when they go home.
On the board, some people draw to motivate people to protect the environment. There are also foreign visitors advocating vegetarianism in English, and some overseas Chinese vowing to promote recycling concepts abroad. All of the messages expressed everyone's heart in loving Mother Earth. In Singapore, Tzu Chi Great Love Preschool held its 5th graduation ceremony. With the best wishes and blessings of teachers and parents, 18 young graduates are ready to move on to the next stage of their lives. Let's join them at this special occasion in life.
At the Tzu Chi Great Love Preschool, a total of 18 students welcomed their very first graduation.
3、4岁，老师就有
At the age of 3 or 4, the teacher wanted the students to build up a habit organizing their backpacks and folding clothes, so they become independent. After my child graduated, I decided to enroll my other child to study at the Tzu Chi Great Love Preschool.
毕业了之后，也继续让老二在慈济幼教继续读下去。
The theme of this year's graduation ceremony was the practices of filial piety. Students presented the theme through a stage drama performance. The children performed the Neely Lamb Sutra adaptation. The children also sincerely served the food to their parents as a way to show their filial piety.
我挺感动的，就是狱卒。
What made me emotional was the feet washing ceremony. After that, I washed my mother's feet too. Because when you get older, you don't have the courage to do this. While doing this, you will realize how hard it is to be a mother.
在那个时候，你就会感受到妈妈的辛苦。
A strong emphasis on character development is placed at the school. The parents can also gain a deeper understanding of Tzu Chi through their children.
认识这个天灾慈济所。
For example, we know more about Tzu Chi's disaster relief missions. We don't usually share this kind of information with our son, but he learned a lot from school and shared with us when he comes home. He would ask me to turn on the computer and show him the news. As he was watching it, I am learning more about Tzu Chi as well.
With Tzu Chi's character education, the children became sensible and gained propriety. This could be considered as the best gift for the parents.
The first national charity marathon was held in Hengchen Township, and Tzu Chi has also held a stem cell registry blood drive on the side. Many participants joined to test their blood after the marathon. We will leave you with these images and thank you for joining us. Goodbye.